They thought throwing thorns in your path would stop you. But here's the twist: the universe has a way of using those very thorns to build your crown. That's the power of cosmic balance. Everything you put out comes back. Every scheme, every silent betrayal, every fake smile, it all returns to its sender. That's the law, that's the code, that's karma, and no one escapes it. You see, chosen ones move differently. You don't beg for attention, you attract it. You don't chase, you evolve. And your evolution disturbs the ones who plotted your downfall. There's a strange irony in life. The ones who tried to bury you end up watching you bloom. The harder they push against you, the faster your rise becomes. And while they watch, powerless, the very energy they use to break you breaks them instead. They don't realize the universe is always listening. Every action, every intention, every lie they spread, it gets recorded. What they thought was a trap for you becomes a lesson for them. And what they tried to delay only gets multiplied. Their hate becomes your fuel. Their doubt becomes your drive. And their silence, it screams your success. So if you've been feeling signs, odd wake-ups, strange emotional waves, moments that shake your soul, pay attention. The universe is aligning things in your favor. It doesn't speak in noise, it speaks in patterns. And it always chooses the brave to carry the message. If you're ready to understand these signs and step fully into your power, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay with me till the end. Because what's coming for you is bigger than what tried to break you. Before we dive into the signs, let's make one thing clear. Nothing that has happened to you was random. Every setback, every strange moment, every sleepless night was part of a bigger alignment. The universe doesn't play games, it sends messages. And if you're truly chosen, you'll feel them before anyone else. That's why this video is for you. What you're about to hear could explain everything you've been sensing lately. If you're ready to stop second-guessing your path and start owning your power like this video, subscribe to the channel and let's uncover the truth together. Number 1. Don't ignore those 3 a.m. wake-ups. They're a spiritual wake-up call, not insomnia. You didn't just wake up at 3 a.m. by chance. That wasn't your bladder. That wasn't stress. And it definitely wasn't a bad dream. That was the hour when the world goes quiet and the universe speaks loudest. When the clock hits 3 a.m., something shifts. The noise of the world disappears, and what's left is raw energy, pure stillness. And if you're waking up during these hours again and again, it's not insomnia, it's a signal, a tap on the shoulder from something bigger than you, a reminder that you're being called, not by voices, but by alignment. This hour is not ordinary. It's the hour where the deepest truths are whispered not into your ears, but into your intuition. You may feel a strange awareness, like the room is heavier, like your thoughts are louder. That's not fear, that's clarity knocking on your door. Chosen ones often experience this. Why? Because you're wired differently. You don't just dream, you download. You don't just sleep, you receive. Your mind, when still, becomes a mirror. And what reflects back at you during these 3 a.m. moments often holds answers you've been begging for in the chaos of the day. But here's the catch. Most people roll over and ignore it. They numb it. They try to sleep it off. And in doing so, they miss the message completely. You're not most people. These wake-ups are checkpoints. Moments where the universe pulls you out of unconsciousness and says, "Hey, listen." You may feel restless. You may feel like something is unfinished. That's because it is. There's a chapter you haven't closed, a move you haven't made, a truth you haven't faced. Think of it like this: when the world sleeps, the veil lifts, and only the aware can catch what's being revealed. Maybe you've been asking for clarity, a sign, a push in the right direction. Well, this is it. And you know what's wild? The people who plot against you, the ones who try to dim your light, they sleep through these hours. They miss the shift, they miss the signal. While you wake up, you rise, you get upgraded, while they remain blind to everything that's changing around them. This is why being chosen haunts them. You move in silence, but your growth screams. You hear things they can't. You act on energy they don't even notice. So next time you find yourself wide awake at 3 a.m., don't panic, don't scroll, don't go back to sleep too fast. Sit with it, breathe, reflect. The answers aren't lost, they're just given to those who are awake enough to receive them. This hour belongs to the ones who are ready. Are you listening? Number 2. Restlessness isn't random. It's a signal. You're drifting from your true path. There's a certain kind of restlessness that doesn't come from caffeine or a long to-do list. It hits in the middle of calm. It shows up when everything looks fine, but nothing feels right. That quiet unease, the tightness in your chest, the sense that something is off, even when you can't explain it, that isn't random. That's a warning. That's a signal. For chosen ones, restlessness is not just discomfort. It's a compass. It's how the universe pushes you away from people, paths, and places that no longer match your frequency. It's a glitch in the simulation meant to snap you out of autopilot before you drift too far from who you're supposed to become. Most people ignore it. They numb it with noise, with distractions, with busyness. But chosen ones, you feel everything. You're built to notice the invisible shifts, and that internal pressure, that strange fire under your skin. It's not anxiety, it's activation. It means you're growing out of the old version of yourself. It means something around you, a relationship, a routine, a belief has expired. But instead of announcing it loudly, the universe starts quietly nudging you. That's why your peace suddenly feels disrupted. That's why your favorite places feel foreign. That's why the people around you feel like they're speaking a language you no longer understand. And here's the hard truth. That restlessness won't stop until you do something about it. This is the part where many fall off. They go back, they shrink. But you were never meant to stay in one place too long. You're meant to evolve, to break molds, to lead by example. And that kind of path will always come with a little friction. So don't fear the unease. Study it. Sit with it. Ask yourself, what am I clinging to that's no longer meant for me? The universe doesn't let chosen ones stay asleep forever. That restlessness is your alarm clock, and it's ringing loud. Number 3. When the same message keeps showing up, stop and listen before it's too late. Ever notice the same quote popping up again and again? The same line in a song, a post, a conversation, even a stranger's passing words. That's not random. That's repetition with purpose. That's the universe raising its voice. Because you're not listening the first time. When you're chosen, you don't get to ignore the signs. You get messages on loop, not because the world is glitching, but because something is trying to get through. And if you keep brushing it off, the signs don't disappear. They get louder, sharper, sometimes more painful. Repetition is the universe's alarm system. It doesn't tap politely, it bangs when it has to. You keep hearing that same phrase for a reason. It's not just a coincidence. It's a warning wrapped in subtlety. And here's the twist. Ignoring it doesn't delay the outcome, it invites the consequences. When you don't listen, you get lessons the hard way. Chosen ones are tested differently. The universe doesn't just hand you truth, it repeats it until you act on it. That's the difference between someone wandering and someone being prepared for power. You've probably seen it. A pattern in relationships, a repeated number, a line that echoes in your head like a broken record. That's not madness. That's a message. The ones who betrayed you, they ignored the signs, and now they watch you glow from the very fire they tried to burn you with. The irony is brutal. Their silence becomes your spotlight. Their doubt becomes your prophecy. When the message comes back again, don't run. Ask yourself, what am I refusing to see? What decision am I afraid to make? That repeated sign is your mirror. It reflects the truth you keep avoiding. Stop waiting for clarity to come dressed in comfort. It rarely does. Sometimes the most painful patterns bring the greatest breakthroughs. So next time you hear it again, that same message, that same nudge, don't shrug it off. You're being warned, prepared, and pushed into alignment. You're not going crazy. You're being awakened, and the time to act is now. Number 4. Your body's not just tired. It's begging you to slow down and reconnect spiritually. You're not just tired, your body is speaking, and it's speaking louder than your mind is willing to admit. This kind of exhaustion isn't solved by sleep. It's deeper, heavier. It lingers, even after rest. And if you're a chosen one, you've felt it before, that strange weight pulling you down, like gravity just got personal. This isn't burnout from work or staying up too late. This is your system saying, we need a reset. When your body starts to slow you down for no clear reason, it's not a weakness, it's protection. It's your internal compass forcing you to pause, reflect, and realign with the version of you that's trying to emerge. The universe doesn't whisper only through signs and patterns. Sometimes it uses your own body as the messenger. People like to glorify the hustle, work more, grind harder, ignore the signals, and then they crash. But chosen ones don't crash. They listen. You've been built with sensitivity others don't have. You pick up on what's wrong before it fully shows up. You feel things shift before they break. And when your energy feels drained for no clear reason, that's the moment to step back and ask, what am I holding on to that's no longer mine? The body keeps score. It carries every betrayal, every fake smile you tolerated, every room you stayed in too long. And when it's tired, it's not just fatigue, it's resistance. It's your soul rejecting environments, people, and paths that are no longer aligned with where you're headed. While others see tiredness as a weakness, you know it's an invitation to regroup, realign, and rise stronger. Your rest isn't a retreat. It's a recharge before elevation. So when that unexplained exhaustion hits, don't brush it off. Don't power through it. Sit with it. It's your body's way of saving your future from being sabotaged by your present pace. This is your moment to pause, not because you're weak, but because you're wise. And trust me, the ones watching you slow down. They're not prepared for how hard you'll hit the ground running when you rise again. Let them sleep on you. You're not tired, you're evolving. Number 5. Sudden doors. Opening or slamming shut. It's not chance, it's divine redirection. You thought that opportunity was meant for you. It looked perfect. The timing seemed right. But suddenly the door slammed shut in your face. No warning, no explanation, just gone. Or maybe a door opened that you didn't even knock on, one you didn't expect, one you weren't even looking for, and somehow it was exactly what you needed. That's not random. That's not luck. That's alignment at work. Chosen ones, listen carefully. The universe will never let you walk through a door that would destroy you, even if you wanted it, even if you begged for it. That rejection, that delay, that sudden change in direction, it was protection disguised as disappointment. And when a new path opens out of nowhere, that's not a coincidence, that's the cosmos adjusting itself around your potential. The universe doesn't waste movement when it comes to people like you. Every slammed door is a redirection. Every opened one is a reward. But only those with awareness see the difference. The people who tried to block you, they thought closing a door in your face would crush you. What they didn't see coming was that it only forced you to find the one that leads to something bigger, something they could never touch. Doors aren't just openings, they're tests. They ask, are you ready for the next level, or are you still clinging to what's already expired? So when something ends suddenly, a job, a friendship, a chance you thought was yours, don't panic. The universe removes what no longer matches your energy, and when your vibration rises, some doors simply can't handle your frequency. What's meant for you won't be quiet. It won't hesitate. It won't close. Let them wonder why everything they tried to block only redirected you toward greatness. Let them watch you walk through a door they didn't even know existed. Because when the universe opens it for a chosen one, it never leads backward. It leads to power. Number 6. Those unexplainable moments aren't coincidence. They're warnings in disguise. There are moments in life that hit you like a jolt, random, strange, and impossible to explain. Maybe you overheard a sentence that felt like it was meant just for you. Or a stranger looked at you and said something that sent chills down your spine. You brush it off, but it lingers. That's not a glitch in reality. That's not coincidence. That's a coded message meant only for the chosen. See, when you're one of the rare few walking a path of truth and power, the universe doesn't send you messages through noise. It drops signs like whispers in unexpected places, in silence, in subtlety, in strange, perfect timing. It's easy to miss unless you've got the awareness to feel the weight of the moment. Chosen ones are highly sensitive to this. You've probably felt it already, how certain moments just freeze time. A conversation goes quiet. A random word sticks in your mind. A song plays at the exact second you needed to hear it. That's not luck. That's alignment. But here's what most people don't realize. Not all of these moments are soft guidance. Some are warnings. Some are clear alerts that something or someone isn't right around you. A gut feeling, a tension in the room, a sudden shift in energy. It's not paranoia, it's protection. The universe doesn't shout at the chosen. It nudges them with truth. And those who try to hurt you, they don't get these warnings. That's why their plans backfire. That's why their lies collapse. They think they're 10 steps ahead, but they're spiritually blind. You, on the other hand, get briefed in advance. That's your power. You're not just lucky, you're wired to sense what others miss, but only if you stop doubting it. Trust those strange moments. They're the edge you've been given. They're the reason you'll survive what others won't even see coming. So when reality glitches, don't ignore it. Zoom in, pay attention. Your next breakthrough or your next escape might be hiding in the most unexplainable moment of your life. Number 7. Emotional outbursts. Out of nowhere, something deeper is calling for your attention. You ever had a moment where tears hit your face and you don't even know why? A wave of emotion that hits like a storm, no trigger, no warning, just sudden intensity crashing over you. That's not weakness. That's not mood swings. That's something deeper knocking from within. Chosen ones don't just feel, they absorb. You don't just experience life. You carry layers of energy most people will never even notice. So when a sudden emotional outburst shows up, whether it's tears, anger, or overwhelming sadness, it's not random. It's your inner world screaming for release. It's a message your soul can no longer keep silent. These outbursts aren't interruptions. They're revelations. You've been suppressing something for too long. Truths you didn't speak. Pain you brushed under the rug. Intuition you kept ignoring. And the moment that emotion floods in, that's your system breaking the dam. You're being forced to feel, because healing can't begin until it does. This isn't just psychology, it's energy, it's frequency. The universe has been trying to reach you through signs, through silence, through synchronicity. But now it's breaking through your emotional walls to say, stop running. Pay attention. The people who fake it, who smile to mask the poison inside, they never heal. But you've been chosen to face it, not fake it. That's why your reactions are stronger. That's why you feel so deeply. And that's why your growth will always outpace the ones who play numb. Let them call you sensitive. Let them mock what they don't understand. While they bottle it all up until they explode, you're clearing space inside your soul for something greater. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. So next time the tears fall without reason, or your chest tightens without warning, pause. Don't suppress. Sit with it. Ask yourself, what part of me is finally ready to be heard? The chosen aren't destroyed by their emotions. They are reborn through them. Number 8. Nature isn't just beautiful. It's whispering the answers you've been praying for. They call it just nature, trees swaying, birds flying, the wind brushing past your skin. But chosen ones know better. Nature isn't just a background scene. It's a living, breathing force. A language for those who can feel, not just see. And if you're tuned in, you'll realize it's been whispering to you all along. When the world becomes too loud, the universe doesn't argue, it sends silence. And in that silence, nature speaks. A sudden rain when your mind is storming. A calm breeze when your chest feels tight. A butterfly landing on your hand when you feel forgotten. These are not accidents, they are signals. You're not crazy for feeling a strange calm watching the sky shift colors. You're not imagining things when a single bird seems to follow your walk, or when you feel peace under the trees. Nature reflects back your soul. And when you're chosen, you'll notice the universe uses its own creations to send you clarity. The trees don't lie. The ocean doesn't fake its emotion. Animals sense what humans ignore. And the sky has seen what people around you will never understand. That's why it feels like nature understands you better than your so-called friends ever did. It's no coincidence that your breakthroughs happen in quiet walks, not crowded rooms. It's no accident that your heart calms down when your feet touch the earth. The world that was made before you knows what you're becoming, and it recognizes chosen energy. It responds to it. The same people who tried to break you, they don't understand why you're still glowing. But nature does, because it saw you when no one else did, and it gave you the strength in secret in wind, water, and stillness. So next time you feel something shift while standing in the sun, under the moon, or by the trees, don't dismiss it. That's not just beauty. That's communication. That's confirmation. That's power. And only the chosen ones can truly hear it. Number 9. That stranger's words. Hit different. Don't brush off a message meant just for you. Have you ever had a random conversation with someone, a cashier, a rideshare driver, a person you'll probably never see again, and yet their words hit you like a lightning bolt? That's no accident. When you're chosen, the universe doesn't always speak through obvious signs. Sometimes it speaks through people you least expect. A stranger can walk into your day and, with one sentence, confirm what you've been wrestling with for months. They say something so specific, so timely, it feels like they've been reading your mind. But they haven't. They've been placed, aligned, directed. And here's the secret. The more powerful your energy becomes, the more the universe starts bending time and space just to keep you on track. It'll use anything, anyone, even people who don't realize they're part of something bigger. The question is, are you paying attention? Most people write it off. It's just a coincidence. Not you, not anymore. Chosen ones don't overlook patterns, they decode them. You know when something feels off, and you know when something feels too on point to ignore. This is how the universe checks in with you. When you start asking questions internally about your next move, about who you can trust, about whether you should walk away or hold on, don't be surprised if the answer comes from the mouth of someone you've never met before. And don't get it twisted. The people who secretly envy you can't receive this kind of alignment. They're too blocked, too bitter, too busy trying to control the outcome. But you're guided in ways they can't even begin to understand. That's what scares them the most. You always seem to know without being told. So the next time someone drops a sentence that leaves you stunned, listen closely. That wasn't random. That was precision. That was a message that found you, because you're not just walking through life. You're walking in alignment. And when you're aligned, even strangers carry pieces of your truth. Don't miss the message. Number 10. Repeating signs mean urgency. Stop delaying what you know you need to do. When life starts repeating itself, pay attention. That's not random. That's not coincidence. That's a coded message hiding in plain sight. Patterns are how the universe communicates with the chosen. Because let's be honest, you already know what needs to be done. You're just hesitating, stalling, delaying the inevitable. But the signs, they don't stop. You hear the same words in different places. You keep seeing the same number, the same name, the same message over and over. That friend's advice hits you twice. That quote you scrolled past yesterday shows up again today. You brush it off as weird, but deep down, you feel it. Something's being pushed into your awareness for a reason. This is how the universe works with chosen ones. It won't yell, it won't beg, but it will keep repeating until you either move or get moved. And here's the cold truth. Delay has a cost. Every time you ignore the message, the pressure builds. That pressure becomes discomfort. The discomfort becomes chaos. Why? Because ignoring what's meant for you doesn't erase the message. it just makes the lesson louder. Your hesitation doesn't go unnoticed. In fact, the people watching you, the ones who want to see you stuck, they feed off your indecision. They hope you miss the signs. Because the moment you act on them, the moment you step into what's calling you, it's over for them. Their power fades the second you follow your path. Repetition means urgency. It means the clock is ticking, and the universe isn't playing games. It's telling you, move now, or miss your moment. This is not the time to second-guess yourself. This is the time to remember who you are. Chosen ones are never given signs without purpose. You're not being haunted by messages, you're being activated by them. So ask yourself, what has life been trying to get you to face? What's the thing you've been delaying? The sign is already here, probably more than once. You've seen it. Now it's time to be it. Number 11. That sudden wave of emotion. It's a divine alarm telling you to act now. Ever felt it? That sudden wave of emotion that crashes over you out of nowhere. One moment you're calm, the next your chest is tight, your throat's heavy, and your eyes, they're fighting back tears. No trigger, no warning. Just this overwhelming energy that takes over. This isn't weakness. This isn't mood swings. This is a coded message, a pressure point warning from the universe, and it's only sent to those who are built to handle the weight of transformation. See, chosen ones are wired differently. You don't just feel things, you absorb them. Energy, emotion, intention, it all hits you harder. Why? Because you're not asleep like the rest. You're aware. You're being shaped, sharpened, and stretched. And these emotional waves, they're alarms, not to break you, but to wake you. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. That heaviness is often the moment right before a major shift. It's the signal that something around you or inside you needs to move. Maybe it's a situation you've been ignoring, a truth you've been avoiding, a version of yourself you've outgrown. Whatever it is, that emotion isn't random. It's a message screaming from the inside out. It's time. And while others numb, distract, or dismiss it, you feel it fully, because the universe trusts you to act on what others run from. That's why the pressure feels personal. That's why it comes when you least expect it. Growth rarely gives a heads up. Let it hit, let it flood, but don't let it paralyze you. Listen, decode it, move with it. Your next level is hiding behind that feeling you're trying to make sense of. And here's the kicker. The ones who tried to silence your voice, they don't get these messages. They don't receive this kind of emotional radar. That's what scares them most, that your storms make you stronger. And their calm is just delay before collapse. So the next time that emotion rises from nowhere, don't suppress it. Honor it. Unpack it. Respond. Because when the universe shakes your soul like that, it's never just a feeling. It's a turning point in disguise. Number 12. If you're not praying or reflecting, you're missing out on direct guidance. In a world that never shuts up, silence has become rare. But here's the truth no one wants to admit. If you're not creating space to reflect, if you're not sitting with your thoughts, your energy, your direction, you're cutting yourself off from the very guidance that was meant to change your life. Chosen ones don't move like the crowd. You weren't built to just survive, you were built to lead, to rise, to shift the atmosphere. But without reflection, even a warrior forgets why they started. Even the strongest lose their way when the noise drowns out the signal. If you're not taking time to check in with yourself, truly check in, you're missing out on downloads, clarity, alignment. The answers don't scream, they whisper, and they only whisper when your world is still enough to hear them. You've probably noticed it. The more distracted you are, the more chaotic everything becomes. Small problems turn into huge ones. Red flags go unnoticed. Opportunities slide right past. It's not that the universe stopped speaking, it's that you stopped listening. And guess what? The people who envy your power want exactly that, for you to stay disconnected. Because when you're in tune with yourself, when your mind is sharp and your energy aligned, you become unstoppable. You start making moves that scare people who hoped you'd crumble. They tried to keep you confused. They tried to drain your focus. But your silence? That's your weapon now. That's where you remember who you are. That's where you realign with your purpose and break every limit they tried to place on you. So take the time, reflect, think, breathe, ask the hard questions, sit in the stillness until the answers come. Because they will, and when they do, they'll shatter everything that once held you back. You're not here to wander, you're here to awaken, to take the lead. And if you don't go within, you'll keep reaching outside for things that were always inside you. Make silence your strategy. Make reflection your superpower. The guidance you need is already looking for you. Now that you've seen the signs, one thing is clear: your path is not random. The patterns, the emotions, the wake-up calls, they're all part of something bigger. You're not just reacting to life, you're being guided through it. And chosen ones don't ignore the signs, they rise because of them. So the next time something feels off or out of place, remember, it's not chaos, it's communication. You've always felt it, that you're here for more. The weight, the isolation, the pull toward purpose, it's all part of your calling. Type 999 below if your spirit knows this message is for you.